Someone the other day commented on one of my videos saying that the entry isn't mechanical, so I can't say it is, even though in the video I didn't even talk about the entry. So let me clear this up, right? 15-minute entry is 100% mechanical. It follows the same set of rules to enter the trade and a clear set of rules of when not to enter the trade or when the trade isn't valid. That is the mechanical part of the entry. The subjective part of the strategy, like any other strategy there is out there, is reading the direction that you will trade this mechanical entry in. That's why when I come on here every single time, I always break down the charts from higher time frame to lower time frame using the NJT concept, so you can see how I break down the charts using the same process to understand the direction of the market. I think about location, I think about making decisions at points of mitigation, and I think about reading the intention in the market using RAMC and having liquidity as targets. That is what I go through every single video at the start of the video, so you can see how I build the trade idea first and how I understand the direction. And yes, that part is subjective. It's always going to be different for everyone and anyone out there because it's always based on their experience in the markets. That is why I'm always preaching about the NJT concepts, because once you understand the NJT concepts, you can understand how to read the direction in the market. Half of the people that come on here talking rubbish can't even break down a price chart without fumbling, let alone executing a trading strategy consistently through winning or losing phases without messing up, crying and getting emotional. On YouTube, I haven't been through this entry and haven't been through how to actually execute the entry in the mechanical process. I'm showing you how to build the trade idea, which is the most important part of the system. And the entry is something that's completely mechanical, which I've broken down in videos inside NJT that you can get access to. So today, what I'm going to do is show you the way that me and Chucks trade and how we look at the markets, because a lot of people keep asking us which order block is the correct one to play. If you're someone that asked that question, make sure you're staying to the end of the video, because I'm going to break down how you don't even need to know the correct order block in order to make consistent returns from the market. Right, so first of all, I'm just going to draw a diagram, right, so you guys can see from a visual perspective of what most people do when they think about picking the correct order block. So most of the time people can recognize a trend, right? An A to B price movement within price. Then they put on their premium discount tool, find the A to B, find your premium discount. There's a range here. Price has to react out of this range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my entry at the open, put my stop underneath the range, and that's the trade that I'm playing there to the upside. You don't need to trade like that. If this is the 15-minute chart, then this is a setup. Having an A to B price range is a setup, right? It's a trend continuation setup. So if you have a range that's at the 50% area, you don't need to trade based off the reaction for that range, because what you'll do is most of the time you'll see that there's a range here and there's a range at the edge as well. You might have 3 locations where ranges are selected. So what you'll do is you'll enter the first one, price will come down, it will react from that area as it always does and then take you out, and then you're looking at the next area, you're going to do the same thing, move it down, price is going to react here and then you're going to get taken out. Then you're going to get frustrated, you're going to look at the last one and you'll start questioning yourself, should I get involved in this one, should I not? You might then wait till price gets there, reacts, and then make an emotional decision in the moment. This is the way most people trade, and this is what's all over Instagram, this is what's all over YouTube. There's many different ways to trade and there's many different ways to make money, and there is a lot easier ways to make money once you understand the direction of price. All of these ranges are valid, right? So we have 1, 2, 3. All 3 ranges are valid. What's going to help you to make better decisions in the moment and not try to trade every single reaction is zooming in at these points of mitigation or waiting for a reaction away. Now, the 15-minute strategy that I have to see a reaction from this area and see a very specific entry pattern for me to get involved in this location. So I wait for price to get there, react, show me that it wants to create intention to the upside, and then I get involved. So I don't predict the market, I am reacting to what the price is showing me. As long as you can read what a sideways range is and what it looks like and how it's represented on the charts, that means you can read where the orders are in the market. As long as you can read an order block, what it looks like on a price chart, you're going to be able to read where the orders are in the market. So instead of predicting every single reaction point, it becomes about just identifying where the orders are in the market and then playing your entry in the future at points of mitigation once you've seen intention play out again. This is really important. When you see intention playing out again at your point of mitigation, that's when you trade alongside it, because the market has to show you that it wants to continue in that direction first by showing you some intention in the market before you look to get involved. Otherwise, you're just predicting every single reaction point in the market, and that's where you lose a lot of your self-confidence. And you start second guessing yourself, getting emotional, not being able to trade your system properly, so on and so on, right? So that's the theory. So let's go into actual chart examples so I can show you exactly what I mean. I can show you how I trade with my 15-minute strategy, trading the reactions. I can show you the process that I use to make sure that I'm trading after the reaction. So this is an example of what most traders are going to do in the market. Most traders are going to be able to see the representations of sideways ranges. So let's just take this A to B leg that we have here. So let's pick out all of the ranges that are in this A to B leg. So this is where all of the orders are created in the market. So we have a range here, we have a range here, we have a range here within price. So there's 3 ranges within price within this A to B leg. What most traders are going to do is they're going to look to get involved in this one right here because it's the most recent one, and they'll end up getting taken out of the trade. So for me, I can identify all of these ranges within the market. So this is where I expect price to react from in the future, any of these locations within the future. So instead of placing a risk reward tool on every single one of these ranges, waiting for a reaction to wait to see if it plays out, what I'm going to do is wait to see the intention coming into the market again. This is a safer way of trading. This is exactly how I trade the markets with my 15-minute strategy. I understand where all the areas are that price needs to react out from, and I can read the intention because I can read range and initiation. So when price comes back up here again in the future, where orders are created in the market, this is where I want to see my intention shown again. This is so that I don't have to predict where the price will react every single time. I just have to identify all of the locations, and I let price show me when it wants to continue in that direction again. So we can see here, right? Price doesn't show its intention, doesn't show any aggression and speed out of this range. We do react and we see a little reaction here, but that's not aggression and speed in the market, right? That's just a reaction out. So is this one here. That's just a reaction. No aggression and speed within the market. So that area gets taken out. This range gets taken out. That is not one to trade from. Why? Because we didn't see any intention come into the market again. So we go to the next range. So this is the second range. So now we see when price gets into this location, look at this big candle here. That is aggression and speed coming into the market. That is showing that price wants to continue its intention to the downside. So we're seeing the intention coming in at a point of mitigation. So instead of predicting this area, I'm reacting to what price is showing me, and then I'm trading alongside the intention. So this is one of the trades that I got into for a continuation to the downside as soon as price closed, and I was in this trade here for a continuation to the downside. This is how I trade my 15-minute strategy. The actual entry and how to get involved is 100% mechanical. The way that I enter the trade is I look for all of the reaction points, I mark them all on, I wait for price to get there, and I wait for price to show me its intention again. So I don't need to predict where the price is going to react. I need to identify and then react to where price is initiating from. It's the same again here, right? So we picked the same range, the one that was above here. When price gets back here again in the future, I see my setup, and what do we see again? We see the aggression and speed in the market to the downside. So price is showing its intention from this point of mitigation. So as long as you can identify the range and you can see it again in the future, and you see the intention coming into the market, you can trade alongside that intention, either to the upside or to the downside. It's a direction system, but it's purely based on the ability to identify ranges and see the intention coming into the market again in the future. It's the same here. So let's look at the other side. Just get rid of these and look at the other side. So this is an A to B here, A to B price range. Let's mark out all of the areas that price could react from. Let's mark out all the sideways ranges, right? So we have a doji candle here. That's a representation of a sideways range. We have price contained between this high and this low point. This is another sideways range. And we have another sideways range down here. And this is a buy order right at the bottom. So we have 4 potential areas that price could react out from. So all I'm going to do when price gets here in the future is I'm going to wait to see what we get. So instead of putting my entry on the open here and getting stopped out and losing my self-confidence and thinking, oh, I picked the wrong area, I'll wait for price to get there and show me its intention again. So price gets here and it blasts right through. So I don't take unnecessary losses trying to predict the market. Now let's look at the next area here. So price gets here, and what do we see? We see price show its intention again in the market here. We see the aggression and speed to the upside in that candle. So that becomes an area where I can take a trade from to the upside, because price has showed me where the orders are created in the market. I can read that in the market. So I always have range, initiation, mitigation, continuation in play. Then when price has got to this point of mitigation, this is where we make decisions in the market. Price has showed me its intention again. So all I'm doing is trading alongside that intention again when it's been shown in the market. So you see how my system is purely about identifying on the left and reacting to what price is showing me on the right. The actual entry I've not gone through, that is something that is 100% mechanical in the market. The entry is completely mechanical. It's based on a set of rules. That's something that you can learn inside NJT. I said I've created videos already to give you the exact rules on how to enter these trades. So you guys can see my mindset never even goes to which order block is the correct one to play. It's about identifying all of them and price showing me in the future that it wants to continue that intention again. This is how I've been trading for a long time. This way of trading has built a lot of my confidence. It's made me a reactor rather than a predictor. And ultimately, the most important thing is I make money from this strategy. If you want to find out more about how to trade this 15-minute mechanical strategy, you can do at notjustatrade.com. Make sure you check out some of the other videos that we have on the channel as well. And if you like the video, make sure you leave a like and a comment, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.